Okay, hi guys. So this video is a refresher on wedging for when you are wedging clay. Remember, when the clay first comes out of the block like this, you really don't have to wedge it too much because it was already wedged before it got into this bag. But if you're recycling your clay, or if your clay got a little dried out and you want to make it a little bit more plastic again, what you can do is you can take a little bit, this is recycled clay right here. Okay, I already started wedging it. And you can take, if your clay looks like this, it's starting to get a little bit cracked and whatnot, and I messed up on something. So I'm going to take this clay and I'm gonna re-wedge it with a little bit more fresh clay, because I need a little bit more anyway. So I'm going to take my wire tool. I'm gonna grab just a little bit of clay. Remember, grab less than what you think you're gonna need, because you can always grab more. Okay, so I'm gonna take some of this fresh clay and I'm going to wrap it and add it to my recycled clay, the clay that I was already working with. Okay, and remember, we don't wanna overwork it, which means we don't want to touch it too much, because if we touch it too much, it's just gonna dry out again. I'm gonna grab just a little bit more clay. There we go. Because I'm making a bigger piece. Okay. What you can also do in order to reintroduce moisture and less oil from your hands is you could take the wire tool and you can cut the clay that you're working with in half. You could take your spray bottle, you could put like 1 or 2 squirts and slap it back together. That will help reintroduce moisture as well. So now, refresher on wedging. Remember, you take both your hands, you're gonna cup your clay right here, you're gonna cup it in the middle, okay, like this. Then you're going to apply pressure with these sides of your palms, the meat of your palms. You're gonna apply pressure forward and then roll it back onto itself. And you're going to go over and over again. You see how I'm moving my whole body and I'm leaning into it. I'm not pressing super hard though, because if this goes flat, it's not going to get all those air bubbles out. And remember, I know I'm doing it right because we do the ram's head method, right? This is starting to spiral. I've got my nose right here, spiral, my eyes, right? It's a ram. So then I'm gonna turn it to its side and I'm gonna wedge it on that side. Remember, you're gonna do it about 30 times. That's when you really know you're doing it right. Now I'm gonna double check. Okay, I know I'm doing it right because I have my nose, I have my spiral, I have my spiral. If you're wedging and it doesn't look like that, check with a friend. Check with someone that you've seen wedge before where it looks like mine, it looks like what I'm doing. And see if they can help you out. Because if you wedge the wrong way, it's not gonna make for a good art piece. And you don't wanna risk spending a bunch of time on your art piece and then it blow up and it count on you. So again, if you don't feel confident in wedging, ask a friend to help you. If the friend doesn't feel confident, then maybe you choose a different medium. Instead of building with clay, you build with something else or make something smaller, so that if it does end up blowing up because of an air bubble or something like that, it was a smaller art piece. It wasn't something that was huge and that you feel really, really connected to. All right, so that was wedging. When you're finished, it should look like this. Nice piece right here. You can slap it shut. And I do have quite a few people that have wedged before last year that have a little bit of extra experience with wedging in our 5th grade class. So you can feel free to ask them if they were in art last year, kind of to help you out and make sure you're doing it right. All right, good luck. Oh, and then also, you guys are responsible for the cleanup of clay, okay? You guys are my only ones that are working with clay independently, which means you're the only ones that you're gonna be working with clay on your own projects, and you'll be responsible for wrapping this up, okay? So after you're done using the clay, this shouldn't even be open during class time after you've gotten your clay. After you get your clay out, you guys are going to, remember, take the bag, make sure there's no air on the sides. Wrap as tight as you can. You're gonna take your rubber band, wrap it around, and then slide it back so that it's nice and safe there. And just make sure you clean up this area right here. Any plastic bags go back inside the red plastic bag bin, and y'all clean that up. You're also gonna have a plastic bag that's here for any clay that can be recycled. So if you have extra clay, you're done making your art piece, and you have this much clay left over, don't let it dry out. You're gonna put it inside a plastic bag like this, that'll be here, and spray it with some water, tie it up tight, and keep it here so that the next person that's working with clay can use your recycled art piece and blend it with some fresh clay. We have to use recycled clay. We can't use fresh clay every time. If we use fresh clay every time, we're gonna run out of this clay before we know it. And I bought this clay with my own money. I'd really like us to keep using the recycled clay because it's just as good, and if not better for building, to have some recycled clay in there. Clay that's already been touched, just because it's a little sturdier, it's a little harder, and it might keep your piece from breaking. All right, cool. Good luck. Can't wait to see these when I get back.